Hello and welcome. My name is Trismegistus, and this is in Factorio, Bob's Mods. Let me just check all my levels and settings. I didn't set the stream up properly today ahead of time, so I was kind of doing it last minute. Have I got the right game category? I've got the right game category at least. And we've got that display up, and we've got that one up. Cool. So, I managed to get some time during the week to play this. As I'll say tomorrow, I did not play Dyson Sphere Program, which I probably should have done instead of this. I can't remember whether I think I'd already done that last time, hadn't I? Or have I put this in since last time? I can't remember. What I have done is sort of kind of tidied up a lot of this. So I've got the belts under the train track. So it's all being delivered up here now. And I also went round and filled in all of these recipes, basically. So the blueprints that I put down, we've now got, the belts in and all that. I've also hooked up the ones that needed hooking up, or that I could hook up. There are a couple of recipe changes that we need to take account of. The biggest one in particular is sulfur, because this is meant to be producing sulfur, because blue science requires sulfur. It also requires a sodium hydroxide, and I did try and sit and have a think about producing those. It might be a little complicated. That one's not too difficult, but we can use some of the alternate recipes, I think, and kind of get it all self-balancing. But we'll have to have a think about that one. It might get a little complicated. What I really need to do, I put it on here. I think actually we'll probably make it as part of this, as I say, and we'll sort of send it round and I'll work it through. But what we need to do is so for example, blue circuits is going to be a bigger build. But what we're missing, I think, because this isn't. Why is this not doing anything? Steel. You see, so. And there's the connection there for the steel. So that's the kind of thing we need to do. We also need to bring coal onto the bus, and the other one is stone brick. We're not actually making any stone brick for this. So the only science we've actually got hooked up is, well, it's yellow in this, but it's red. Red science from the basics. So that's sort of waiting to go. And this requires inserters, and inserters require basic circuit boards. So I'm not 100% sure. Do they require grey? Let's just have a check. Yeah, so grey transport is okay, but inserters we need to have basic circuit boards. Now, last time we did set up all of the circuit boards, you see. So we do have basic circuit boards over here. The question, and in fact I was going to send them over there, wasn't I? Okay, so that question is answered. I was wondering whether I was going to add them on. What I haven't done is the connection there, have I? Okay, so we've got a bit of work still to do in connecting things up. Okay. Right, so although I did get to play it, I played it, have I got my car over here anyway? I did play it like on Sunday mornings. Oh no, car's all the way over there. Right, let's schlep across then. Wonder if I can put legs on. Okay. Yeah, it was like Sunday morning, so I don't quite remember what I was doing, but yeah. So we've got hookups. We've got to make steel basically, but steel's easier in this compared to vanilla Factorio. So we should be able to produce plenty of that fairly quickly, with the slight exception that of iron, basically, because we've obviously only got one iron mine on the go. In the train system, what am I looking for? Let's just head over there. Oh, it was. I need these. Have we got? In fact. I got 1,000 in storage somewhere. Let's just get the bots to bring me some then. Because we can kind of probably get them doing that. Have I got... Oh, I took it out, didn't I? Okay, so... in that case, if I put... Yeah, let's put some... power poles in, and some sort of re-extend the robo network, and I can get them working on... Oh, cannot build on water. Okay. Get them working on all of that stuff, because what I need this for is to build the bit there. There we go. Oh, and that's not quite covered, is it? But we'll need to extend them again to get that down. Just see how big we can make this. Okay. Because it's going to need to be quite wide to get all of our stuff in. So let's put that on there. Take it back down again. So we'll have to get them to fill it in a bit, I think, first, because this needs connecting as well. Is that in build range for them? I don't think it is it? Oh, it is. Yeah, so they'll put all that belt in. We'll have to bring this other one over, and I think I'll probably send them down together, as it were. Right, okay. Let's head back. Hope the train's not coming. Yeah, it's been a bit of a manic week, to be honest. Oh, wait, is this stone brick? Oh, it is. Oh, so I am making stone. I just haven't hooked it up. And I haven't hooked that one up as well. Okay, so we'll do that instead then. I think that one needs more processing, doesn't it? I just assumed because I'd got these lines in that I'd hooked everything up, but I haven't, have I? Okay, we'll do that then. If I move this over... Yeah, I can take that roboport out, I think, actually, can't I? Yeah, because we need to go down then. I can and I can't. It's not properly connected, okay. Yeah. So if we go down here with some more... Oops. Thought I was in map mode. Power poles there. And then I attach on some robotic ports. Oops, power pole is in the way. No, power pole is in the way. Yeah, we went to Birmingham for work on Thursday, and somebody ordered a snowstorm, basically. So driving up was horrendous, and then driving down was horrendous. It was not fun at all. This looks like maybe I did this between streams, but in fact I think I must have done, because this seems weirdly connected up, to be honest with you. If I turn my bots off, so I hadn't even thought I'd done that. So if I... Where's the stone patch that I'm mining then? Oh, up there, okay. So I must have done that on stream. But I say, I might have copied and pasted this in, which is why it's only a half. I did. I remember now. I remember doing it. Why is that not connected? That's not connected. That's obviously an error, isn't it? So I guess we should probably have something there, maybe? No, it would be overlapping one, wouldn't it? There we go. Okay, so I'm guessing I was going to put a second set of... because we want stone down there as well, but we'll take this down. We might have to get rid of that radar. In fact, we will, won't we? Let's cut and paste that. Okay, I'll get that route in. Work out where we need landfill again. Yes, it was not fun driving in the snow. The worst part, I sort of assumed it would, because we're in March, you know, and it's not typically, although you do get snow and stuff, you don't typically quite get as sort of snowed in the UK in March, but That to there. Let the bots do all their magic. So, I guess I was going to hook up an extra line, because this must have meant to be have stone on it. Oh yeah, I tried to avoid where I might be extending that to. So what was the plan here then, Trigors? Oh, okay. I guess I was gonna half and half them, and then a bit of balancing so that it draws evenly, maybe. So I think it's the right side it drops on, doesn't it? Like that. Like that. And say a bit of a balancer. In fact, let's put it there. Cool, cool, cool. I guess I could tell it where to sit. I don't actually have to do that, but anyway. Cool, okay, so that's stone. Or it will be stone anyway. So if I was putting in... I think I did copy and paste these in as well. I know I added these to give us more stacking. Because obviously eventually all of this is just going to go, so we can work with the assumption that it won't be there in the end. But for the time being... But for the time being, it is there. And what's this? Because we could hook that up as well if that's a thing we need. Let's get some more infill. Take it down a notch. Oops, I've gone a bit far there, haven't I? Where would it be? Somewhere there, maybe? And what's this? If that's... I mean, this I'm trying to avoid... Do I need wood to go on there? Plus, there we go. And there's wood. There's your wood right there. And then... There's a line here with nothing on it. Why is that? Oh, that was the coal. Okay. Obviously did a lot on Sunday. Must have been very busy. Busy little boy. It's not built the line in because there's no bot coverage. Okay, let's do that by hand then. It's like picking up after someone else has played. I've wondered about doing that. It might be a bit of an interesting way of, you know, doing a collab or something where you do swap a game file, because you used to do it. I'm guessing people still do it, and it's still, I don't know if it's still something it has in, but the Civ games always used to have a, you know, swap a multiplayer where you could send, like, email the save file basically. And it's obviously how I used to play chess with, you know, correspondences and stuff. But what the heckins was I up to here? Guess I was going to take this out. So let's just get rid of that for the time being and do something perhaps a little more sensible. We need to go... We need 3 outputs, basically, don't we? So, if we do... Flip this round. Other way. That needs to be like that. Just like that. So. That would give us 2 outputs. If I've got... Because I got 6, you see. But then, this isn't... I mean, this is going to be a tiny draw. What am I actually using this coal for? Oh, it's carbon, isn't it? So it's not... Even that's not going to be massive. Oh. We want to fill that in rather than go underground, I would say, my friends. Why have I got the... Oh, because that's not doing anything, is it? And this is the carbon that I'm working on. I'm just wondering why have I not done the same thing I've done with the stone? Yeah, let's widen this up rather than do it like that. And then I'd have to pull all this up. But that's okay. The bots don't mind being busy. In fact, they quite enjoy it, I know. Across there then, and down, like that. I guess it's putting the undergrounds in based on what's actually there rather than what will be there, which is interesting. Take that off. There we go. Yeah, let's just do like a 2 to 3 balancer type of thing, and we'll see how it works. Would it be the left one or the right one? Oh, that's a bit rubbish, isn't it? But that's quite so big. Maybe if I sort of flip it round, and also use the wide. Oh no, let's use the wide one. Put it there, and then we need to downgrade it. Like so, connect it up, and have on go. Well, let's move it down a bit. That, and then this needs to connect here again. And these it will have a drawer when we're actually producing stuff, but at the moment it's just sat there doing nothing. I might also just put a balancer here just to help with any flow issues, but shouldn't technically be necessary. Okay, so that's coal. Just trying to think. We need to do this one, don't we? And then also that. That's a feed up line, that one, so okay. We're getting there, Yeah, I could have done, I mean, I'm so busy with the thing I'm actually doing at work, like day job as it were. I could actually have done without the trip really on Wednesday, but no, Thursday. I mean, it was useful though. What we did, just to say, timing was not great really. That was the sort of problem. Right, let's run down here. I think I'm going to need to get a load more onto. Let's take it up to that. Turn you lot off. So let's put this one in by hand. I was saying the other time we were working on this that I think I've probably actually gone past the point where a bus is sensible, but yeah, whatever. Right, So that's normal red circuits. And the bit we're basically making... Because we're actually... I think I did take the wall out. There was a wall here. We're actually about to sort of hit that, the tungsten. So I don't really want to build too much further that way. But we need to make steel. So I'm thinking we put it in here. The trouble is, I do have whatever that is the tungsten. You see, so really I need to do tungsten processing here. And then have the steel be here. Because we want to hook up a separate train for it. But then it bumps into our existing base. But it's only this, isn't it? Okay. Right, so. How are we doing with production and etceteras? What's that line for? That's unused, so I might just pop in some... I can't, can I? Because it's too far away. How close can I get it? No, I could put one here. I don't want to... Oh, that... No, it's only 3 wide, you see. So I can't really do that, but I could put a extra on there. Because we need to build this out, you see, as well. We also need a radar, I think, because I can't see anything. Pop that in. Okay, so let's set this up. Oh, I already did that bit, didn't I? We'll see, we'll see. Right. I could... Wait, yeah, I could mark that in. So the bottom of it would be here, wouldn't it? Yeah, there we go. Increase the size of that. Like so. Cool. So there's no bots to build it, but we can sort that out. Let's do that part down to there, so that they can reach there. Gonna need a few more in. I'll obviously tidy all this up. How are we doing? All right, so there's glass there as well. Okay. Oh, and I've done the gold. Okay. And what are you? That must be lead, I think. Okay. Oh, I'm in the network. Okay, that's cool. Okay. Can I set this up? So, where's the iron? That's the iron, isn't it? That's not got a train on it. Right. Okay. Huh. But yes, this needs to be... iron. It's not in there, and this is it. There we go. If we also use the iron for steel, unload. Cool. on the way, 150, okay. So we'll set this train up, and then we'll sort of continue the process of adding everything on. This one's another one that needs reprocessing, I think. Yeah, that's the alumina. Okay, let's go and set this train up, and then see if we can't hook up more of these resources. Whoops. If we can get past the trees. I've got that on, rather than more of them. The idea with it, I mean, I partly extend it because we're going to need a lot of iron and copper, as you always do. So I think we probably need some normal smelting as well. So we want to go. I'll just take it to the load. I think we have 2 trains waiting there, but we need we need a second station, really. Okay. Empty. How much fuel have you got? Some. So let's see you going. Okay. It's a little confusing having that all disconnected, so I'm just going to do that and hope. Oh yeah, I double-ended that train, didn't I? Yeah, I hope that it doesn't box any signals up. We shall soon see. Need to do the gems at some point as well. Okay. Where's the... So ideally we want... let's put a robo port on. So that's the output line, isn't it? Is that how I've done it all the way across? It is. So... let's just do it on the map. Less confusing. Right. So that would need to be there, basically. Like that. Yeah, so this needs to be the output. Now, how do we produce steel? It's basically iron ore, yeah, smelted into steel, but we need these chemical ones. Have I got any of them? I have. And then we need oxygen going in as well. Now, is this producing oxygen? It's not. Well, it is, but it isn't, is it? Because it's producing pure water, which is then going into, because that's hydrogen. It's odd that, why is that empty? Why is all that pipework empty? I guess it's not got anything to do with that. Yeah, because that's not running, is it? Okay. That might be a bit of a flaw in that plan then. I mean, it's not empty because it's all full, but that's all interdependent, isn't it? I just want, because that's what I need, isn't it, for blue science? So I'm wondering if actually I could split it and we could take it down and put it on the bus as well. I have to think about that. Right, so steel. It's basically feed one into the other, isn't it? So what we probably need to do is work out how many of these making steel will fill a belt. Where are we? We are here. So like that. Now do I have to set the recipe on these, don't I? Steel. Oh! They'll make iron plate as well, will they? Okay, that's interesting. Okay. Now let's do 12 for the time being. Put more of that in. Right, now. Transport belt, there we go. So that is a belt's worth. But it requires 2.1 belts coming in. I thought the recipe was 1-to-1. Nope, 2-to-1. Okay. So. Because this is why I've built this so long, basically. Because what I need then, because isn't this is like a double, yeah, that's 2 belts worth, you see. So we can literally just copy this. I mean, I would need red belt really, but I'm not going to bother with that bit. If I just copy this, yeah, let's get all of that. Now, in theory, if I was having steel there, we would need this to be up here somewhere. I guess I could line it up with that power pole. So it needs to be something like that. But that's wrong, isn't it? That's now the... I need to swap this over. Because that's now its input. Okay. Oh, so iron's come in. That part's worked at the very least. Yeah, so I mean, this, you know, should be a red belt output, but so I'm not going to bother with that for the time being. Let's get the bots to do the fiddly bit. Oh, I guess they've already got jobs assigned, which is all fine. Okay. If I copy that. Wait. Oh, it's 13, isn't it? That's wrong. There we go. And then I need to tweak this. There you go. Okay. Right, so I need to flip them round. Right, and then add on some pipe. There we go. Oh, I need to connect these up, don't I, as well? Oops. Oh, yeah, power's going. But this is wrong, isn't it? Because... Okay, so that was pointless. Copying that over. Let's just fix all of that then. Because it's I should have flipped it around, I think. But anyway, let's just grab these. There's no point in taking those away, bots. I'm just going to lay them back on. Right, so let's do it again. So it'll be take from there, output to there. It's in the wrong place, isn't it? It's that one. Like that. And then take from there. Oh, that's... I forgot to put these on. So where does that line up? That lines up with the bottom, doesn't it? There we go. Yeah. Okay. And then... Is that powered there? Okay. I suppose it matters in a way. We'll soon see if they're all working, but I have managed to get a little confused, I must admit. There, 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 there. Let's just do that and take them out. Awesome. Right. Need pipes on this side. Right. And pipe across there. And now I need to work out where we're getting oxygen from. Oops. What happened there? Oxygen. It's not on that. I don't think it shows it in that way, does it? No, because it's electrolysis or something, isn't it? Let's have a look, see. So, have I got any electrolyzers? There we go. Because I think I can electrolyze water. But it has to be pure water. So can I do that from here? Because this is pure water. Well, this is like a temporary thing, wasn't it? So this can go. But fundamentally, this is what I want to do. This is the make, you know, hydrogen. Because I could build something here as well, you see. And just split the water across. Maybe. Or maybe if I use this tank and we just build it here. Yeah, let's do that. Right. Let us do that. A bit further along than I thought, actually. I thought I was, you know, I had loads to do with Bob's. I've put a radar in there, but I'm the only one with radar too, so I'll just quickly fill that in so that I can assign more jobs. Oops. Oh. Oh. If I put that, I can't, can I? Fill that in? No. There. Finally. Oh. Another little hole there. And one there. Blimey. I didn't widen that, I guess. Thought I had done. Right, let's just take it to there. And turn my bots off. Draw the extra. Oops. Extra bit in there. Extend that down. And that bit. Yeah. Right. Right. What was I going to do? I was going to put the radar in. Did I do that? Must have done. Right. Okay. So what I'm thinking here, as I say, is if I put a little split in this pipe, and we can have some water go that way. I've not left myself a lot of room, but maybe if we put it up here, then we can try and avoid... Oh. Put it there. Over there somewhere. And then we can have... Because that gives us pure water, so we can then straight electrolyse that. So I want to see if I can line this up. No, let's just stick it in. Let's just put it in the middle, I guess. So this, then we electrolyse pure water. So we're getting pure water coming this way. And I think I'll just put a pipe down the middle, I think. Is that as far as that'll go? Yeah, okay. And then in fact, are they far enough apart, or is that going to cause me problems? That's okay. Yeah, so we want oxygen going up over there somewhere, I guess. Oops. Like this. And then it's probably sensible to have a, tank type situation, so that we can have a excess discharge if needed. I don't like the positioning of that, so I'm going to change it around. Have I got any of those? I can't remember what it calls them. Is that them? Gas venting? Maybe, maybe not. Because we want this pump pumped as well. To the same round to steel, wherever that ends up being. A couple of gas vents. We do want power. I'm going to... Need to tidy some of that cabling up. It's a bit rubbish. But yes, so... let's put that there. Right, do I need that to be... No, there we go. It's better. Put that like that. And that way around there. So I'm basically going to feed it in here. So it gives us another source of hydrogen, but also a convenient way to dispose of it, since it all gas vent out there. You've not got any water. Did I not connect that up then? No, I didn't, did I? Cool. There we go. Probably worth having a pump on this, isn't it? Maybe if I turn this round, we can squeeze one in here. There we go. Okay. Now, oxygen. Where do we want to take it? Not 100% why I went round the back, but there we go. I guess we could take this way. Oh, I didn't put the logic on, did I? So it's just squirting out oxygen all over the place. Have I got any wires? No, and I haven't got any insulated. Oh, I have. There we go. So we need a logics on that, which says only pump. In fact, we probably also need... No, that'll be fine, won't it? Yeah. Only pump if the amount of... Whoops. Oxygen goes above... Did I say it's 15,000 on the others? Let's have a quick check. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Right. Nearly there. There we go. Are we stealing? We are stealing. Okay, so if we ask this how much it is, 9,000, over 9,000, eh? Over 9,000. How much do you produce? Only 3,375. Okay, so we need like 3 times as many. So if we put that money on like that. Did I ever do that with these ones? So this produces 4.5 and 3.6. And where are they going? They're going to here. So that's only half. An assembler has no rest. Oh, that's that one. Okay. And then the other bit. So it's using 2,700 in theory. It's producing 4.5, so it's double. The other one, remembering that we've also got hydrogen coming out of the other jobbing. But the white one, where does that go? That goes nowhere. Okay, so I'm guessing the idea was that that would be used in something else. Maybe. Okay. yes, we need to go and plop them. Well, is that in range of a... Yeah, it is, isn't it? So that should hopefully be about right, but we shall see. We can always stick on, you know, extra distillers, basically, and boost this up if it's not enough. Cool. Okay. They'll fill that out then, but that gives us the steel. I can't really remember why I needed steel, specifically. I'm sure it was for a recipe that needs steel, but I can't specifically. Was it... Because inserters don't need steel, so I wouldn't have been doing it for that. Oh well. Oh, it was all the other stuff needs steel. Okay. Right, let's take this down. We'll underground this one, since it's probably going to go at some point anyway. And then we want more grenades. Not, you know. Remembering at all times to blow up our own belts, because that's what grenades are for. Right, how are we doing? Okay, steel. Shall we see if we've got everything sort of coming down? I'm not going to connect it all up, and then we'll go and see which ones are missing the stuff. So here, for example, we need no, a bit of stuff there, but that'll eventually come through there. We've then got these two, stone and stone brick. So we'll have to hook them up. So there's going to be a lot of weird undergrounding. And I need to, you know, for example, get rid of the things. Now this is a line here that will eventually be something, but we're not making it yet. That'll be the whole aluminium thing. And I think that might be what we needed oxygen for. But we shall see. So here we've got glass. So that'll need hooking up. Now we've got things happening here. So we need to put in more requests, don't we? Okay, so this needs to go out that way. And we then need more power poles, okay. Okay. I can probably fill this one in. Like so. That was wood, was it? Okay. Okay. Oh. Just positioned it terribly. Cool. Okay. What am I missing? So that's the red... I think that's the red basic circuits, isn't it? So I could probably fill that one in as well. And I was going to take that off, wasn't I? I think I might leave that actually. We'll solve that problem when we need to solve that problem. But all I'm really anticipating here is like the next level of circuits being going this way. And we'll, if we need to leave a gap, we'll leave a gap. But that's not a problem. Let's see if I can fill some of this in. Okay, quite a bit of it. That's good. Down to there. Down to there. We need to extend this. Oh, didn't mean to do that. As far as we can as well. We're getting there. Okay. Let's see which ones we can hook up. Okay, so that's me out of stuff. Yeah, let's see how many of these I can get. Because I have a suspicion I'm going to need even more lines on the bus, so we might want to sort that out. Okay. Right. Order doesn't really matter with this, but I am going to take these out before we do anything else. Like so. Oh, I haven't got any belt, have I? Okay. Put that around there. Oops. Across there. Let's just connect that up for now. But it looks like I'm going to have to correct this, aren't I? Because that's not needed. Okay. And then let's put these in. Oops. Like so. And I guess if I do actually that one there and that one there, we can get rid of those as well. Like that. Next we've got whatever this is. Lead, I think. Oops. Like that. Okay. And then we can take that line out as well. Gold. One of the easiest ones to produce, but I don't actually have any use for it at the moment. I don't think anything is using gold, but there we go. Right. Take that one out. There's my 2 iron and copper. So next up is glass. this line out. So I've already hooked those two up. We then got coal and rubber. Right. I don't know why it's leaving these little gaps. I don't know if that's just because I've not put the, you know, the stuff down properly. But I don't know why there's little random gaps in there. Oh look, there's gaps there as well. Strange. Strange. Okay. So that one there. Oops. And that one there. Because those are gaps, but they've got build orders in them. Let's just fill it in. I get that, because that's just incompetence. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. So I can take these two out. Oh, it's because I'm dragging the thing across and it's taking the... I was assuming it would ignore... Okay. Okay. So that's the wood. And then this will be the basic circuits. But we're not there yet. Which is a shame, because that's what we actually need. Right. Okay. Yeah, there's no actual bot coverage here because I've obviously picked it up, so I'll have to do this bit ourselves. Cool. Where does the coverage start? All the way over there. Let's put extra power pole or two over here. So that will be covered. And now I just need to sort of do this bit. Cool. Let's have a look. Has anything made its way down? Not yet. Is that because there's problems or just speed? That's just speed. What should be on this line? Steel, but we're missing a tiny little bit of belt there. So let's pop that one in, because again, that's not got any coverage. Right. Let's go and let the bots sort all of our requests out. There we go. So yeah, that will be covered when the roboport's in there. Can I put anything further up? I can't, can I? Okay. Just gonna have to wait, I think. So these trains might kick in now. They hold quite a lot. So they may well not. But I think we've got about 6 resources that I'm not processing. So look, so we're not doing that one. We're not doing you yet. That's 2. There's obviously gems. Well, you know, I'll have to work that out. Then that's 3 here. And then obviously I'm not doing that one, so that's 4. I'm going to say gems, and then there's all the fluids. But we're not far off having at least something running. Everywhere. How are we doing? You see, the problem with a landfill is it's just so much. I could maybe set up a little requester here and see if there's any, you know, stone in the network. Boost that up a little bit. Huh. There's a little bit. I think there's probably a... Is there a little chest somewhere feeding it in? Feels like maybe there is. Let's see. No. Where are you lot coming from? Oh, there we go, yeah. Oh, in fact, I'm robbing Peter to pay Paul there, aren't I? That doesn't make any sense at all. I guess the bots are maybe slightly quicker, but I'm basically taking stuff off of the belt, and the bots are, and it's the belt that it's pulling from, so... Whoops! Anyway, I don't really need that. Has anything made its way down yet? It has. What about steel? Steel's coming. Okay. Let's go and fill about on the bus for a bit then. I've forgotten my car again. Oh. I never set up nuclear, did I? Oh. Right. Right. So it's the basic ones that's missing, the basic circuits. So if I can work out where they're going to be, we could hook them up. But let's attach each of these first. Yeah. Right. In fact, let's put that like that. So I know where it all is. Now, can I work out where basic circuits is going to be? Because we've got... These need connecting up, don't they? But I can fill in more of this belt, I think. Maybe? No, not really. So... glass is connected, isn't it? Yeah. So this then would be. This is. Oops. This is like the coal. So we've got coal, carbon, wood, and then what would that one be? That is the basic circuits, isn't it? Okay. So it'd be coal, carbon, wood, and basic circuits. Okay. Okay. So I think it's that out one. I might just leave it not properly connected. But we'll put the plumbing in, assuming it is that one. I've left these on, I'm not going to get rid of them. So it should be here, I think. Is that basic circuits? Basic circuit board. So that symbol's wrong, but that's just because it's legacy. So chasing me. So I believe it'll be this one. But we'll leave it for now, as I say. We won't actually. In fact, I'll just delete that so it's more obvious. But hopefully that'll be the basic circuits. That will then be inserters. It's the wrong type of belt, that, isn't it? But that doesn't matter because we don't really want that type of belt. And that'll then make red science. Do we have any? Oh, we've got loads of yellows and reds that we could do. Let's do that one then. As a little treat from when we get it working. So we also hooked up coal. I can't remember which one it was. It wouldn't be flowing yet because we're still missing gaps here. But it'd be the top one for coal. Okay. And that would be the inside lane. Right. Let us do that. Again, we'll leave the actual final connection until we get there. Well, until we see it sort of flowing down. But hopefully it'll be this one on the edge. Oh, of course I've got science in the other labs. I haven't ripped them up yet. Anyway, let's again do a little chop there. So hopefully that'll be coal when it flows through. Steel, we've just done steel, and that has made its way up. So let's connect that up. Where is it? This one here. Okay. And we'll split. Oops. I might prioritise it. Okay, so that'll be the steel. And that should get us ammunition. What would then be missing? Stone brick. I haven't connected stone brick up, have I? So if we put something here, maybe. And then I can underground around that. Because stone brick should be flowing through. that's a terrible position, so we'll move that out of the way. What about there? That would be better. Except that that's then in the way. In fact, why don't I put it there? Because then the power poles are in the way. Okay. How about I just move it over a little bit? Can I line that up with that? Yeah, so if I do it there... like that. Okay. I think the stone brick's coming through, is it? Oh, there's a rowboat port there. Some Egypt put a rowboat port there. Oh, that's no way near enough to feed the walls, but you know, it's fine. The grenades are not happening because we're waiting on coal to arrive. But otherwise, that's military science done as well. Oh, steel's here. Lots of lovely red ammo. It's not doing anything because that's only on 4, and there's like other requests, other chests with like 6,000 in, so it's going to be a while before it does anything, I think. But that's brick. We're waiting for the connection. That iron is done. Oops. That iron is done. I thought I'd picked up a load of lobby bots. Go. Yeah, so blue circuits don't exist. We don't have any, what should we call it, hooked up either, do we? Fluids, but then I need to rework this. However, we do now have steel. Man of 1 times. So we can hook that in. Man of steel. So let's put this in. Oh! Congrats on the first, Fuzzy Cow. Don't worry if you don't want to chat. Don't say you need to. But cool. So that's steel. Oh, let's put an output priority on that. I mean, again, this is like I'm building this so late, really, that yeah, let's just wait for that to come through. Yeah, that'll get the engines. Am I putting the engines in a box anywhere? I am. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, so the remaining issues are we're not making blue circuits anywhere. We do have this sodium hydroxide over at the other thing. I'm not putting it on the bus yet, so we could do that. That would be a simple solution. But as I say, I believe there's a way I can make sodium hydroxide with sulfur. So that's another question. Oh, and a donation as well. Thank you very much. That's very much appreciated. I need to donate myself. I normally kick it off with a donation, but I completely forgot. It'll run until, well, I'll probably just keep that one permanently, to be honest with you, because it's a bit more personal to me, that one. But yeah, I'll be donating my Twitch, whatever it calls them, payments, associate, affiliate, whatever the heck Twitch calls them. I've not got anything. Yeah, I think so. Hang on a second. Just 1 second. No, that's okay. Just worry about something technical there, but that's okay. Right, so coal's still not here. Why is coal not here? Because we need to fill that in. Okay, let's... How much... Oh, I've got loads, haven't I? Okay, let's see about sorting that out myself. Not sure about this doing work myself. That sounds... sounds like setting a bad precedent, that. Okay. So none of these bottom ones are hooked up at all, are they? That's a bit annoying. Have I got bell immunity on? I have, haven't I? Cool. How are we doing? So we've nearly got all of these hooked up. Oh look, we could get rid of all of that. Cool. Oh, hang on, as well. Is the train coming? Train's not coming. Is it Triggs or Triz? Either is totally fine. I personally prefer Triggs or Triggles, but either is totally fine. I know Triz because people know Triz from The Witcher, don't they? But so if it has a female connotation, but I'm not. It doesn't bother me, that sort of thing. But yeah, whichever's easier. Triz or Triggs. Right, let's see about filling all of this in myself. Since these lazy bots aren't doing it. Right, let's get that done. And then I can copy that back. Like so. I suppose it's a bit pointless filling that out, but... Now. Right. We need the circuit, so let's see if I can hook that up. Can I make it across? No, I can't. It sometimes lets you walk across gaps where there's supposed to be water, and other times it won't. It's a bit random. No, so I can't quite get over there. Let's see if I can work out where it would be. So it would be this bottom one, wouldn't it? So if I do a little line like that, because I've only got a couple of hundred. Like that. There we go. Okay. So that's the basic circuits as well. Good to see me. Thank you very much. Good to see you as well. Triss for me is Blade Runner. Oh yeah, Triss, yeah. I watched that. In fact, well, I watched the original. You can't get the... I've been buying a few films on YouTube just to have, you know, sort of random things to be able to put in the background and stuff. And you can't, well, maybe unless I'm being a complete biff, but you can't get the special editions on YouTube. It's just the default one. But actually, you know, it's quite a remarkable film, Blade Runner. You know, when you actually watch it now, the amount of stuff it sort of... Well, the amount of sort of pop culture it's influenced, you know. But it's also... I was quite struck by... I mean, it's basically a film noir, but given a tech coat of paint, as it were. You know, a sort of cyberpunk coat of paint. But the actual film is basically just a sort of a noir, really. And I was kind of thinking that... Because a lot of... I think that kind of is what cyberpunk really was. It was mostly sort of aesthetic sort of a thing. And obviously, you know, dystopic ideas and all that sort of stuff. But a lot of the actual good cyberpunk, certainly that I've read, you know, when I was kind of into that as a youth, was actually noirs, basically. You know, the heist stories and things like that. It's like, it's kind of remarkable. But yeah, it's amazing. It's kind of amazing how influential Ridley Scott what is really. And then you think about his sort of later films. And really patchy stuff. I quite liked Prometheus. It wasn't really aliens. It was sort of his thing, but things like the Robin Hood that he did, utterly atrocious film. Just, really bad. And makes you wonder if he did some of them for the money, but I don't think he need. It's not, it's not skin. Right, it's one of the origins of cyberpunk. Yeah. I wasn't quite. I think a lot of people really liked Blade Runner. I don't know what I can never remember. 2049 is it? 2059 or something? Because Villeneuve appears to be sort of the almost like the successor in a sense to a lot of the crowns of good sci-fi filmmaking, but that particular one I wasn't massively keen. I didn't really like the ending. It sort of tried to be. Well, I don't know, you may not have seen it, so I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it. But it tried to be like postmodern clever. It's difficult to explain without saying how it worked, but it was sort of like why is so little wood being made? That's a bit weird. Guess it's just the cycling thing. It probably needs more of them on anyway. Transport belt. Oh yeah, it's only 1/10 of a transport belt, isn't it? Okay. Which, seeing as we need it for this, at the very least, which requires 2/3 of a belt, this is nowhere near enough. I didn't dislike the film, just to state very clearly, but I wasn't quite as impressed, I think, as a lot of people were. Let's just leave it to do that, because that's not even in robo range. 24.9. It's working too hard at making a cult film. That's a very good way of putting it, actually. Yeah, it was sort of. I would say, it's being overly critical. I think is that not connected? Why is nothing on that belt? That's because there's no finishing underground. But yeah, I think that's a very, very good way of putting it. Fazical. It was working very hard to be clever, rather than, just working to be a really good, sci-fi film sort of thing. Which, I say, it was. It was a good sci-fi film, but I think it's that thing of, because obviously the first one, and I guess if anyone watching this on VOD or live hasn't seen Cyberpunk, hasn't seen Blade Runner, there's that sort of, is Deckard a replicant or not? And, I think the sort of, in a sense, the official version is that yes, he is, but I can't actually remember how it works in the book, but so long ago since I read that. But yeah, sort of, it's got that ambiguity in it. So we're still waiting for colon circuits to come through. But we're nearly there. Yeah, but it's done in that ambiguous way, and I said, yeah, it was trying to almost recreate that element to it. Of sort of being, well, is it, isn't it? But then it did have a definitive answer to its particular point, so it sort of lost a little bit of that. I've connected that up, having said I was going to wait to make sure it was the right line. It looks like it's going to be right. I say that's being a bit overly critical. I still haven't seen his Dune adaptation. I'm wondering, I'm sort of curious as to... Oh. Are we having trouble? No. Still repelling them. We are getting some of the really big biters now. Titans and stuff. Have we got any there? He's a giant. That's a titan. 1500 health. Yeah. But yeah, I'm curious with Dune how far they're going to go, because the books just go... I mean, they start at bonkers, but they just go, you know, absolutely nuts, basically. Just completely off the wall. Some of the stuff in, like, the 3rd and 4th books. So I'm sort of wondering maybe they'll stop it after, you know, Children of Dune or something. So I still haven't actually seen it yet. Right. Oh, we got... Here we go. So the circuits are definitely here, so okay. We are okay with that. I think Factorio is a good fit for a Satisfactory player. Ooh. Well, when they... you know, Coffee Stain launched Satisfactory, they kind of said it was intended to be a 3D Factorio, so I think if you've got quite a lot of experience with Satisfactory, then you'll understand pretty much, you know, all the basic concepts in Factorio. I don't think you'll be thrown by it at all. If the aesthetic is not something that bothers you, I know a lot of players who are put off of Factorio because of the aesthetic. If that's not something that bothers you, you know, this muddy, dirty, horrible diesel punk style of thing is perfectly fine. Then yeah, I would say that Factorio is definitely worth checking out. There is obviously the demo of Factorio, so you could always give it a go. The demo has quite a lot of the base game in it. One thing I would say is avoid... Is this going to be too slow? Avoid sort of looking for guides and stuff. I mean, obviously, you know, maybe you've seen streams and all that sort of thing, but I would tend to, when you first play through as well, do as much of it as you can yourself, because you learn so much working out, you know, answers to your own problems. It's like I do this system here. It's weird actually, because Nilas has been doing a series. He's been playing the campaign scenario that, you know, a fan made one, and he uses this building style as well, and it's a bit strange because I mean I've literally only started watching Nilas a long time after I'd started playing, and I'd developed this myself, sort of thing. So it's a bit weird to see him doing something very similar, but you know, I developed this way of building from, you know, just playing the game, and it's good to come up with your own ways of doing stuff and work through the problems yourself, because even when you've seen people playing it, it's very easy to, you know, not quite understand what they're doing, if you see what I mean, and so get stuck yourself. But yeah, so the sort of two pieces of advice I usually give are play it through yourself. I say don't at first, you know, don't get blueprints unless you get super stuck, or you find out you don't like playing it, because the problem solving aspect to the game is one of the big appealing things. Very much like Satisfactory, you know. And also stick with it unless you get to a situation where you've literally been overrun by biters or something like that. Just keep going, because there's a very big temptation, I should say, to restart all the time. Particularly when you get to blue science, and obviously this is Bob's mod, so it's a bit different. But when you get to blue science, and you have to start messing about with chemicals, it's like a whole different way of playing, and it does a very bad job of explaining it all. So yeah, I would always say, play, let's say, yourself in your first attempt. Oh, I've not hooked the coal up. No wonder it's not coming through. And just keep going. Don't restart. Would always be my 2 tips. Don't get me started on New Dune. I still remember when the original and amazing David Lynch version was released. Oh, crikey. It's a bit before my time, that one. In fact, I remember making the cardboard Weetabix models from the packets back in 1984. Crikey. I'd have been 7 then, I think, 84. So a bit before my era, that one. I've seen it. I think quite a bit later, but like in 1990 or something. You know, sort of a long, long time ago. But Sting in his pants was always the thing that is my overriding memory of the David Lynch one. Okay, so the coal should be coming through, unless I've messed that up. No, there we go. So that gets us grenades. So are we going to make some military science? Here comes a grenade. Is it working? Yep, there we go. So we can cook that up. Righty-ho. Let's do another research that has military in it. What about just follow a camp? There's no point doing that though, is there? Because I didn't tear these down. Do I want to tear it down? In fact, that's a question. What did I... Oh, of course, that's coming from the train, isn't it? I think I need to leave that because I've got no real way of burning through that material. There's only that. Oh, okay. There was a YouTuber I started watching a little while ago, and bit controversial is not quite the right word. It expresses some things that are popular, sort of maybe not politically correct. You see what I mean? And I'm generally very much a sort of a liberal type of person. Just the way I was raised, as it were. But so I wouldn't necessarily recommend him as a viewing experience. But he comes up with these wacky theories around films. Some of them are just like wacky for the sake of wacky. But he does do the odd film analysis, and some of it's quite interesting. And one of them I did quite enjoy. Why is that? Oh, it's because there's a combinator in the way. Was the sort of point he was making that one of the reasons a lot of the sort of sequel films, so something like the Third Alien and stuff like that, aren't as good, basically, is because what tends to happen is they sort of become how to phrase it? I can't remember the exact words he uses, but basically they shift genre. So, Predator, for example, is quite a good example because the first Predator film, it's a horror film basically. It's got a lot of wrapping up. It's wrapped in a lot of, sci-fi and all that sort of stuff. But basically, the Predator is the bogeyman. Because it's hidden. It's stealthed, as it were. Like the bogeyman hiding under your bed type of thing. And it hides in the jungle. And that's basically all it is. It's basically just a horror film. With a lot of extra cool stuff in it and a interesting alien design and a lot of action. But then you look at the sort of a lot of the sequel films, and I can't comment on that newest one, the Prey one, because I've not got Netflix or anything. And they're just action films basically, because action's obviously easier to make or easier to write basically. I thought that was quite interesting because, so you look at the. I say it's why I did quite like Prometheus, because it is a sort of a proper science fiction film, even though it's not really an alien film. But there again, Alien isn't really a science fiction film. It's just a horror film. Why is that not? Oh, it's just slow. Okay. I don't know if the recipe's any slower in this. Oh, it is. 10. Is it 10 in the base? I thought it was 8 in the base. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Okay, so I think we're roughly there. Except for blue circuits, sulfur, and sodium hydroxide. Now, as I say, I can bring sodium hydroxide round on the bus. So that's one option. Why is that so slow? Oh, this is the wood problem, isn't it? Yeah. Got problems with my wood, you see. Problems with my wood. Yeah, so it's all set up and ready to go. It's just not getting enough wood coming down. And by the looks of things, this needs to be like up here to run properly. Okay. Right, so we'll leave that for the time being. I don't think I want to do circuits now. Or sodium hydroxide. What I really want to mess about with is sulfur. Sulfur. Because we now have 2 ways of sulfuring. One of which involves hydrogen sulfide, and one of which involves sulfur dioxide. Now the hydrogen sulfide, I think, is the one I've used over here, isn't it? Is that the recipe I've used here? Because you've got sulfuric acid there. Where is it? So that's hydrogen sulfide, you see, coming out of the chemical plants. And going to where? Here. Wait, what? Where's my hydrogen? Oh yeah, and then I've then made it out of. Okay. So what I was looking at. So hydrogen sulfide, you see. You make it out of sulfur. So it's this thing with Bob's where it has lots of circular routes, but basically we can actually use. So it's the petroleum gas, because that's the sour gas one, which is what you get out of the chemical plants. So have I got a chemical plant on me? I don't think I have. Because we could bring like sour gas up on the liquid bus, maybe? Have I not got? I say, when I was playing on last Sunday, I was trying to think my way through it. And I think there is a way of doing this that is like self-sustaining, or that I can basically vent the products. Where are chemical plants? And so it won't get stuck, basically, because that's like the big, not chemical, oil refinery. There we go. So no, I haven't got them on my list, have I? Chemical plants, there we go. But, as I say, I might well have got it wrong. So one option, I say, is to use hydrogen sulfide which we can make out of the from oil production. But the other option, and I think this was the one that I was trying to work through, is to use this sulfur dioxide. No, other way around. Is to make it from sulfur dioxide. That one. But how do we get sulfur dioxide? I think... Unless I got that completely wrong. Because don't you get that out of something? Like a better... I think... I probably got this completely wrong. Sulfuric and nitric... Yeah, I think I've got that wrong, haven't I? Why is it not brought me any chemical plants? Come on. Here they come. Thank you. Right. So, here... There we go. Because basic oil producing produces sour gas. And that's it. So we can have oil coming up on the crude thing. And then the sour gas. Got a lot of rubbish in my inventory again. The sour gas we can then change to petroleum gas, which gives us the hydrogen sulfide, and then the hydrogen sulfide we can give it hydrogen, which we know we can get from just distilling water. Not cracking water, electrolyzing water. Sorry, like that. But isn't there salt water? Wasn't it one of these that? No, lithium. Anyway, have I got any distillers? Where's the distillers? Because that's electrolyzer. Have I not got them on my list? Distill. No, I haven't. Blimey. Okay, let's get some distillers in then. Okay. Because we'd need to purify any... I mean, I could always... It's just because that water's right here, so it's probably easy to bring it over, but... yes, so that then... But then the petroleum gas, you see... I think this is right. Petroleum gas we can crack and gives us hydrogen, you see. And of course hydrogen we can just vent if we've got too much of it. It's weird that that doesn't also give you carbon dioxide. But yeah, we can basically... I mean, I can send the petroleum round, you know, the fluid system, because we'll probably be using it somewhere else, but as a backup I can crack it and get rid of it, basically. So it won't get stuck, which is the important bit. So this system will then become dependent on how much, you know, sulfur these guys are using, rather than anything else. Okay. Did it bring me distilleries? Not yet, okay. But yeah, we need to do the maths on this then, so that we don't run out, basically. Oh, I need to do that machine as well, don't I? So, that would give 300 sulphurs a minute. And these guys only need 77. So that's way more than we need. So we would be half a sour gas down. Which is which machine? It's that one. Two down. What? It must mean having another one of them. Oops. I mean, we're probably going to have to build it on the other side because it's too much to build here, but yeah, so that's fine. We do need to get oxygen and what have you in. Like I say, I need to vent the oxygen and all that. Like I say, I'll stick it into the system, but it gives me a way of getting rid of stuff and not blocking, basically. Is that right? Because that's the wrong recipe, isn't it? That one. I was wondering why this wasn't adding up. In fact, then I've not got the... Okay. So that needs... Wait. So that gives me petroleum gas and hydrogen sulfide, which this thing... Yeah, there we go. Right, now that does it work. There we go. So, we would need 2... Okay. But say that's at 300, so we only need like half of that anyway. But it looks like I need another one of these. Another one. Okay, so that's half the rate, so it would actually produce at 150. That would be okay, I think, there. So we're going to have to vent the oxygen. And we're down by 2 sour gas makers. Sour gas by 2 machines, which is this. No, it's that one, isn't it? So I might need a third one of them. I think that was the other way around. Probably that I just only need one. I can always balance it up anyway, but yeah, we do need to work in distiller or two, which I can't. It won't let me maths, will it? No. Okay. Okay. Let's see then. Where am I actually putting the sulphur? So I'm putting the sulphur here. Okay. Excuse me. So this would actually need to be sour gas. No, hydrogen sulfide, sorry. And that needs to be oxygen. Okay. Let's use... Have I got any? I have. Oops. So, we'll have crude oil coming up there, I think. Well, it might actually, yeah, might make more sense from that point of view. Because we got, you see, one of the reasons I built this here is because we got this crude oil. And it connects to all of these ones. Oh look, that counts as a separate field. So I can just literally, you know, pull it off straight up into the bus, basically. Obviously, at the moment, I'm loading it into a train and doing all the chemicals here. That's probably what I do eventually want to do. But for now, I think we will literally just have that coming up there. We'll just build something here. In fact, I might take it down one. So, if we have an oil refinery here. So just kind of keen to get, in fact let's put it here. Keen to get the blue flowing on this side. More than anything else. Okay. So basic oil processing. And then in fact, let's move it up a bit. Is that perfect? There we go. Basic oil processing. Alright. And then this is sour gas. Shall I put that into the main network? Yeah, go on. Let's do that. In fact, that positioning is terrible, isn't it? Let's move that to there. Okay. And a bit of power for that. Oh, I was wondering why my bots weren't doing it, but it's because my bots aren't connected. Aren't activated. This reminded me. I've been eyeing up an Evercade, which is like a retro console thing, for quite a while. They've got several versions of it now. There's like a handheld and a TV version, and the problem I've always had with it is a lot of the games are not really my era. They sort of are, but mostly sort of console versions of games. And I didn't have, you know, me as in me personally, I didn't have like a Mega Drive or a NES or SNES. Well, actually, no, I didn't have any of them. But I mean, my friends did, so I could play some of those. But I was always, in fact, if I'm pumping that way, that's not very sensible, is it? You know, I had an Amiga, you know, and more of a, you know, sort of computer version, because that was the excuse I was able to use to get one. Oh, I can use it for school or work or what have you. But they recently announced that they've got the first. They're doing a new kart, which is Team 17, and it's the Amiga versions of games. And so I'm sort of hoping that they might do more Amiga karts, because it'd be quite nice to play. The reason I thought that, because I was thinking about KS. I mean, they've already got KS Engine on, but it's like the console version. It's just random node the node activated. I'm thinking about Cyberpunk as well. Right, so this is now hydrogen. No, this is sour gas now, isn't it? Okay. So if we then have a little bit here, where we sort of process it into the bits and pieces. So we want this here. Well, let's just assume that we end up with, say, the basics here. So like heavy. Well, actually, let's make that petroleum eventually, and then light oil and heavy oil. Oh, hydrate, thank you. Thanks for the reminder. Lovely Amiga, Team 17 was the boss, yeah. I was more of a Bitmap Brothers and what was the other one? Oh, Psygnosis. I used to love Psygnosis games. They're always really weird Psygnosis games. Because I did have a OG PlayStation when that came out. But yeah, so they sort of just announced yesterday that there's a Team 17 cart coming, and they're Amiga versions. So I might have to get one of them. I'll have to decide which one I want though, because there's, like I said, it's like a handheld version, which seems like it'd be the most, easiest one to have. Because you can plug it into your TV and stuff. But yeah, I've sort of been eyeing one up, but I say it's been a lot of Atari 2600 games and stuff like that, and it's just not my era. Really, we did have a 2600, but it's because my dad, got one. He was a bachelor or whatever. Right. So there's actually two of them, aren't there? But let's do this one next. Speedball 2 was one of us. Yeah, I used to love Speedball 2. Ridge Racer, yeah. One of my favourites was a game called. But yeah, I don't actually know what's on that card. I didn't pay proper attention, but I used to love. What was it called? Syndicate. That was always one of my favourite games. I think that's already on. I know there's like you can buy it on GOG. It's the sort of the PC version, the DOS version. What else? What was the one I was thinking of there? Can't remember what it was. I'm looking for that one? No. That one. Yeah. So that gets me petroleum gas. How do I want to arrange that? I think if I put that one there, and that one there, will that fit in? So if that's like that, slightly too wide, isn't it? Okay. Let's do it slightly differently then. Let's move it that way. Will that work? So if that's then the petroleum, and that can be the whatever that is. Because this is the sour gas, isn't it? So that needs to be attached to the middle. Yeah. But we also need one for that. So we need hydrogen sulfide. And then I can connect those across there. Is that right? So if I hook that up... Oh, I don't want that there. That will confuse things. Let's just use a bit of space. Is that going to work? Remember getting Syndicate for a birthday? Best day. Yeah, so I used to love Syndicate. On the Amiga, got a drop. Have a great stream. Thank you very much. And I say thank you again for the donation. It's very much appreciated. Very kind. And good to see you again. Have a good rest of your day. Right, let's move this up a bit as well. So that's the petroleum. You have to tell me how you get on if you give Factorio demo a go. See how you find it as a satisfactory player. Get a bit confused here. So If I make that the petroleum. Alright. I'll put that there. I think that's okay. And then that's the sulphur. So we need to transfer that over. In fact, maybe if I just hook it in here. Oh, I can't because it's too far. Oh, only by a tile though. There we go. So if I make that, the sulphur goes in there. And that's then petroleum. Petroleum. What's that in the middle? That's the sour gas. So have that go up the middle. And then, I think it was only 2 anyway, wasn't it? But let's just put a couple in. Just to make sure I haven't messed up all the pipes. So that's the sulphur. Doody doody. Oh, I have messed up the pipes. That's all kinds of wrong. All kinds of wrong. Petroleum, sulphur jobby, which I've not connected up properly. Let's put it there. So that would be wrong place. Let's see if we can get that in there. Oops, that in there. Oh! Not put any power on. I was wondering why nothing was happening, but it won't happen without electric trickeries. Ugh. It's 10 past... How is it 10 past 8? Okay. Wow. So they're running at least. This is running. I think I needed a second one, didn't I? So we can put that on. Like that. It's a bit ugly, but there we go. Okay, so that gets me hydrogen sulfide, petroleum, we've already got oil in, and we've already got sour gas. Okay, now I do need to set up some hydrogen and stuff. Or is that oxygen or hydrogen? I can't remember. But we've got the sulfur. So I've done that bit basically, and I've done that bit. And what I'm proposing with this is actually I do the crack here, basically. So I don't do that on the. Oh, should I? Yeah, maybe it's best if I do. But one of the things I'm thinking is basically having, because of how complicated these fluids are. We'll just have a tank like every so often, essentially, with like a vent on it. It's going to be rubbish for the UPS, but we're never going to get to the scale where that matters, I don't think. So basically I just put in, you know, so something like oil we don't need to get rid of, or, you know, the petroleum, hopefully it'll be self-managing, but we can always have a vent on that as well. But yeah. Do I want to do it here or do I want to do it there? Let's do it over here. So, if we have I got rid of the wrong recipe there, didn't I? Let's just leave a little bit of room so that we can put some other machines in. But basically this one... No, it isn't. I'm after... What am I after? I need to make... Well, I've got hydrogen sulfide, so I don't need to do that. But I need to bring the oxygen in, and I need to get rid of petroleum. Unless... I'm being undecided. I'm being undecided. Let's see about hooking this up. Okay. So you would need to hook up to here. Can I put that on the other side? Which is better? Let's just do it like that. So we'll sort out that problem when it arises, with the other thing of cracking it and all that sort of stuff. But for now, that gives us the hydrogen sulfide. So we also need oxygen. I mean, well, everyone needs oxygen, but in terms of this, so I mean, what I haven't put on is water. Oh, brine. Okay. And then that one, I think I'm gonna... Yeah, so we won't do it that way. Yeah, so I won't bring that in like that. I think instead... Oops. I will make that locally, but a bit out of the way. So this needs to be... In fact, that's the wrong machine, isn't it? It's an electrolyzer that I need. There we go. So we can then... put that in there. Am I going to feed that back into the thing? I think I'm just going to vent it. Do I need multiple? Don't remember. But we do need to make a couple of these boys. So we can get rid of it. Let's put it here though, in case I do need to add on extras. We need power anyway. Okay, let's put that there. Can't do because it doesn't reach. Right. So we need the pure water. Oh, we can make the pure water from the distillery. But I have no idea how quickly this distillery runs. Because I don't think it tells me, does it? See, electrolysis produces that. Ah. So 100 water goes to 100 pure water in 2 seconds. And that only requires 10 pure water every 1 second. So it's 20. So one distillery would support 5 of them. How much do I actually need? If I wanted to run that at rate, I would need another 2 machines. Okay. Not enough room. Let's move this up then. that. Like that. And so we'll just vent them out. I mean, we only this is only going to run at half speed anyway, but we'll then put this, say, where? There maybe? We can squeeze the pipe down the outside. Let's see where the pipe would need to be able to squeeze. Nope. Need to put it there. Okay, so that'd work. I can't ever imagine myself putting too many modules on any of this, but that's where beacons would normally go. Good old bacons. Where have they gone? That's an electrolyzer. Where's my distilleries? Oil refinery. Where's the distill? There it is. Okay. So if that's there, then we connect up these to that. Like so. On there. Right, let's attach some water. Water over there, obviously, so not a long way to go for that. Oh. Why is that not a line then? Oh, it is. Okay. It is. I was just not thinking. Oh, there's a surprise. Right. Water was going to be this one, wasn't it? Right where the thing is. Okay, let's move that then. Right, so we need to hook the water up to that one. Okay. So it's this one here needs the water. Let's find some water then. Okay, maybe do that one. And obviously I've managed to line it up with a blooming Roboport again, haven't I? Classic. Classic. There. Right, where would you need to be? Let's put you there. Little ginkin. Cool. Okay. Okay. Oops. Which was the wetter? Geowetter? That one there. One tile short. Okay. Awesome. This is where I discover I've hooked it up wrong. So that's the water there. Water, water, water. Oh look, we have sulphurs. Ooh. I say, it'll probably grind to a halt because this is just going to get stuck. That one we don't care about. Hopefully that's enough venting for that. Are you all running? Yep. Right, so now where did I get this idea that I could make sodium hydroxide here as well? Oh, does that not? Oh, because it doesn't register it as a recipe, does it? You have to do it as the other one. I can't remember what it is. That one, I think. No. Because it's like a byproducty one. Oh. To just make it out of water. Oh, I got that the wrong way around. Which one is the... That's salt, isn't it? And then that's the sodium. Yeah, okay. And what's that being used in? Isn't that... Yeah, that's aluminium. I think I just take this from the bus. Oh, I take this onto the bus, rather. Have you still not finished this, bots? I don't know. What you like, eh? What you like? Okay, yeah, let's do it that way. So that'll come in via... How much of this would it actually need? Biddly bob? Why biddly bob? Something doesn't have a recipe. Oh. Does it not? Yeah, they do. What are you moaning about? Oh, it was that. I must have accidentally caught that. There we go. So in theory, you know, we only need like 1/10 of a belt. Okay. Now how much am I producing in theory over here? So we'd have to probably increase that. I mean, we know that can go. And then this was like massively overdoing it, wasn't it? Yeah, it was like 2 belts worth. Because I couldn't work out how quick it was. And of course we've now got the venting on the other one. How much does this require then? Oh wow, well, that needs 2 belts worth anyway. Good lord. So that's nowhere near enough. Is that really 2 belts worth? Oops. Well, 1.6. Crikey, okay. So let's assume that that gets hooked up over there. Then the basic situation is that, because we need blue circuits to be made over there anyway. So the basic situation is we're going to have 2 more things come in this way that we need to go and make, oops, over on the other side. So these 2. Now become bust things. Cool, okay. And then it's ready to rock, because we got engines. Why is that? Ah. No, so the engines need to be half. Huh. Because that wouldn't work, does it? Because that's, I've half belted that here. So this. Yeah. I need to redo all of this, don't I? Because that is already half belted. So I've got 1,000,000 tons of sulfur in the old inventory. But this needs to be like that. And then we split. Like so. In fact, let's just do that. And then we need to pick up a million billion engines. What other rubbish have I got in here I can get rid of? Get rid of them maybe? Yeah. Okay. Where have they gone? Where have they gone? Cool. So the sulfur has already stopped. Yeah, because the hydrogen sulfide is blocked. So let's fix that problem, because we know that's a problem. And it's blocked because this has nothing to do with petroleum gas. And what we can do, so this is what my chemical area needs to be doing, but we'll just plumb it all in here for the time being. And what we need to do instead is crack it. Crack it. Got that the wrong way around. So if this say becomes, oh, what's that? Deuterium. Okay, hydrogen. wrong place, I think, haven't I? Because we've got a power pole there. Okay. Can I move? I can move that all down one, can't I? That seems a little tidier. Not much, but a little. Okay. You either become one of them. Like that. Oh. That's a terrible position for that. Okay, well done. In fact, I don't need 3, do I? No. Because we've only got 2 pipes. Okay. So this is this. And then this needs to be water. Oh. Somebody keeps putting these roboports in the way. So none of this will be here that long. Just until I work out the chemical area. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's now stuck there, but so I'm not going to do it, properly as it were yet. But what we would have is some sort of venting system. In fact, let's just put it in as a proper tank anyway. Let's just put one of them. Oops, like that. And a pump, which you can't see. There we go. And a couple of these guys on. I assume this is like a massive pollution thing, that it actually thumps out pollution, but oops, we seem to be getting so few attacks, I'm not really that concerned about pollution. But then, I suppose the base isn't really running properly in many ways. And then a little bit of logic to say, only kick in if you're above 15,000. Messed that up, haven't I? What have you done there, you idiot? Yeah, I mean this is like a extra cracking thing, basically. So say you need to do cracking and balancing and all that for the fluids, but let's just get blue science up and running here. And then worry about chemicals later. Right. It's not kicked in though. Why have you not kicked in? Oh, there we go. Hydrogen sulfide. Still quite slow. So you need more cracking? Hydrogen sulfide is a little trickle. Yeah, why are you not being burnt up here? Oh, that's not got an output, why not? Oh, that's clearly not enough. In fact, let's do another one of them. Is it going down? Not down as such. Yeah, now it's going down. Cool. Still not. Okay. Maybe this is quite slow? So it forum process 600 a minute. This pumps out 4,800 a minute. Okay. But it's way more than I need, isn't it? I don't really need. So it's only making 1680. And I'm trying to process. So one machine would be enough? Well, two probably. 2,400 processed. And it's only 1860. No, I'm looking at the wrong number. 2,400 processed. And 1680 produced. So yeah, so two of them would be fine. So that's okay. Why are you not building these machines? But yeah, it's a bit mismatched. So 2,400 coming out. Only 480 being processed. So 960. So we would need a third one, I think. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, hopefully we're going to have loads of uses for petroleum gas, but for the time being, you know, plastic and... Or, not sure if plastic does use petroleum gas in this, but we shall see. Are you bringing the chemical plants in or something? What are you waiting for? That's all pipe. Pipe. Anyway, I was going to sort out hydrogen sulfide, wasn't I? Right. Let's go do that then. Might turn that into a running path along the side there, because it's quite a way to come, this. Right. 20 to 9. Okay. Oh, looks like this is done as well. How are we doing? So we've got a few little bits of belt missing here. It didn't have the landing before. Oh, of course. We need to put these in. Get the bots to build the rest of it. But where exactly am I going to bring this hydrogen sulfide down? I could just have it run alongside the reds. You know, take spur off there and go down there maybe? Yeah, I think that's probably best. Let's run an extra bit of landfill up the side here. Oops. Like that. So basically this one becomes whatever it is, hydrogen doobly doobly. Okay. So we'll take a little spare off here. And we know this needs to be like 5 times as big or something silly. Let's just get rid of all of this. Biddle up, biddle up. That. Okay. So this one needs massively increasing. Just go down as far as we can without doing too much landfilling. I mean, you know, it needs red belt, so it's not actually going to quite do this, but... Oh, there we go. Yeah, okay, so they'll build that. It's quite slow, isn't it? Wonder if again we're going to need more vents. Because that's basically full, isn't it? Just pop another one in. Oh, must be one of them in the system somewhere. Right. We've got the orders for all of that. If we go and plug this up, have you got enough reach to do it? No, you have. Nearly. Okay. Right, smash in. So, it's a long way to run, just to attach a little bit of belt, but I could probably get rid of that one and that one, couldn't I? What's this meant to be? Oh, that will be aluminium eventually. I think that's a little way off though. Blue circuits. Okay. Well, I guess I could attach this a bit further. I didn't properly fill this in, did I? Get the bots to do this. Nuts. So one of them will be... Oh. That'll be one of them. And then... Oops. That'll be the other. Just let them do that. And let's see about some blue circuits. Okay. Oh, it's 10 to 9. Oh, right, of course we need complicated things. Complicated things. Yeah, complicated. In fact, I mean, we kind of got the others, so I got templates for them. The maths will be different, but... Just thinking I can just sort of extend these, basically, so we could kind of just copy and paste this whole bit. You know, basically put it there, hook it up. So I have to go and do the maths eventually, but if I put the basics in and see where we can get to. What's that one? Not sure what that is. Anyway. Right. It's not filled it all in. Suspect we may need like distillery to boost it, or I need to split it into multiple parts, to be honest with you. So I'm not sure enough. Water will get down the pipes as such. Okay. Where are we? So we're gonna need to split. Oh no, we got that there. That doesn't need to be there. Now, where do we get to? I think that's extraneous. I'll just get rid of it there. Because that was the... Actually, that's that one there, isn't it? So this needs to become like this. So that gives us the, whatever it's called, soldered wire, tinned wire or something. Like that. So that's that one. And then that that needs to go into the transistors, but these guys need what? This. Okay. Oh no, I don't need to do that. Because it's there already. Gonna run out of inventory space, I think, again. Okay. And then that's connected to there anyway. So those will all be that. So the numbers will be different, but that's fine. What else does this need then? So it needs transistors and circuit boards. Copper and tin. That's not copper and tin there, is it? Because that's just copper and tin. This lane here is copper and tin. What? So the circuit board also requires copper and tin. Okay. It needs the other weird stuff though. Phenolic boards and ferric chloride. What about transistors? They're quite complicated to make, aren't they? Your trannies. Yeah, plastic bar, silicon wafer, tinned copper wire. Wow. Oops. Because this is what I was doing over here. So what did I do with the phenolic for that then? Where's that coming from? So that's the regular circuit boards. Oh, it's resin basically, is it? Okay. I'm wondering if I can basically just steal this essentially. Oh look, we've got quartz there. So I could use that for the silicon bit. Might be a bit risky, but I'm wondering if I just do it on the side here. So rather than keep going, we build some like the blue boards here. It's interesting that there's a sort of different idea of production in that obviously in ordinary Factorio, you know, a green circuit becomes a red, you know, it's part of the recipe for a red circuit, which is part of the recipe for a blue circuit. But here it's completely separate, so you don't take basic circuits, squish them together to make electronic circuits, and you don't squish them together to make whatever it calls them, superior. So it's a bit more realistic in that way, but they are using common components, you know, solder and electronics and transistors. I guess the question is how many of these I want to actually produce. So what do you need? You're the one, you need transistors. But you don't. But you need copper and tin, which is here. All this with 5 minutes to go. If I was to try and make... I mean, can I make them in... I can use electronic assembly machines, can't I? For the purple. And for them. No. Oh yeah, I can. But level 2. Because they're a bit more compact. But not for them. So it's not going to make a lot of difference then, is it? Okay, let's have a look at some of the numbers then. So, got random bits of wood there. Weird. So, if I was making electronic circuit boards, and I wanted to make a transport belt's worth. Is that sensible? I don't think that's sensible, is it? I made a transport belt's worth, didn't I? Oh, I made more then. Okay. Oh yeah, of course it's going to the bus as well. So this was only half a transport belt's worth. Was the idea of maybe everything gets upgraded. So let's do the similar. How long does that take to make? 5 second craft time. 1 second craft time. Wowzer. Okay. I have gone for yellow machines already. So I shouldn't do that. Let's keep it consistent. So how many of these am I actually going to need? So that gives me not even a tenth of a belt. Okay. Wow. So that's a third of a belt. What about if I do that many? Yeah, okay. Let's go with something like that then. I'll probably end up with factories building these separately. Yeah, so that's about a quarter of a belt. Which then needs a full belt of transistors, electronic components. Wow, and that's thumping out 3, so we don't need any extra, but so we need them for the other, like the subcomponent. What else you need? You need solder, slodder. Wait. Don't need solder. Solder. Yeah, that needs solder as well. Oh, it's tinned wire that needs, not solder. Okay. But so that outputs a belt's worth of solder. And it only needs a quarter. So we can have half of that. So that's all fine. Because we're not really producing the wood to support that. Actually then, let's put some of these down. Oops. So 4 of them maybe. Does that work? Yeah, it's two more machines than we need. Yeah, so that's fine. That's very little solder required. But so I don't know if they need it for anything else. What else do we need? We know we need basic electronic components, but this produces 3 times as much, but we don't know how much it's needed for those as well. resin, solder. So what else do you need? You need transistors and the basic circuit boards. Okay. What's the maths? 246. What the maths on there? Had to go back to work. So I'm back. What did I miss? Right. Where were we? So I basically hooked up Blue Science. It's difficult to tell with a blooming icon on, but basically I've done the whole sulfur thing with this arrangement here. I'm afraid I'm actually just literally about to finish. So, but just to give you a sort of recap, basically this is using basic oil processing to make sulfur and petroleum, and the petroleum I'm then essentially cracking into hydrogen, which is going into the system, but because I'm not using this, is all very temporary. It's just there so that I can make sulfur for Blue Science. There'll be a proper chemical processing area, like filling this end of the map, but then it just vents it, to get rid of it, basically. So I've already set up. Maybe it's come through. No, it hasn't come through yet. Why not? Oh no, here we go. So this is then the whatever it's called, hydrogen, sodium pentachlorate or whatever the heck it is, which is one of the things. And now we're doing the final part for Blue Science, which is the blue circuit boards. And I was just going to work out the maths so that... Oh, do I have to use... might have to use yellow machines for this then. And yeah, I was just chunking through the science, basically. Science, chunking through the maths. So does that give us enough boards is the question. So we would want 0.24 boards. And that only gives us 0.06. Wow. Other than that, it's mostly been dithering and messing about, which is kind of par for the course for me. Right. Let's make some of these then, see if these are quicker. They're obviously smaller, but I don't know that small is really an issue. But yeah, it's past. I normally do sort of 60 or 9 on a Saturday, but if I get all this maths worked out, then we know what we're building next time. Because they're quite small, those machines. Are they faster is the question. Yeah, way faster, aren't they? Way faster. Okay. So... Oh. I thought I'd finished. There we go. So does that give me 0.24? That gives me exactly 0.24. Which is exactly what I need. Okay. So we're getting... Solder's okay. We know we need a belt's worth of... So do these not take electronic? I don't, do they? So this is massively overblown, isn't it? Because I don't actually need... Eventually I will sort of properly learn where everything is in this menu. There we go. No, so I don't need electron components for that, do I? So we could chop that back. Because I don't need, all I need is like one belt's worth, which is that basically. So yeah, let's just get rid of all of this. I'll leave it there, but as I say, we don't really then need quite so many of these, do we? But the maths is weird for them. I think I'll probably just leave them. But yeah, that gives me enough of them. The question here then, the copper on the tin will take as being coming in from there. And it's really about this ferric chloride and phenolic boards. Didn't I also need... Oh, that was for transistors. Okay. I think I'll leave the transistors. We won't work them out, but I think I can use this one for one of them. No? I need phenolic board and ferric chloride. No. What have I used over here then? Oh, there we go. So it's just a regular assembler, okay. Copper. Oh, there's the fluid as well. Where's that coming from? Oh, okay. Oh, it needs iron ore, does it? Okay. Might have to leave that till later then. So it's just a regular assembler. Is it fen as in... There it is. Phenolic boards. Very fancy name for basically a sheet of wood with a bit of resin coating it. Right. Yeah, you see, you don't need many of them at all. In fact, if I just make that a yellow machine, we all live in a yellow machine. Ah, okay. Maybe 2 grey ones then? Yeah, so that's fine. And it just needs wood, and resin I can make from wood, but we're already making it there. So is that enough? Would there be spare resin? No, there would not. We would need 4 extra resin machines. Wow. That seems excessive. Oh, what mods are you using or do you recommend for a first time player? And would you do a starter stream? Final question, DSP or Factorio? Crikey. We might have to come back to some of those. I don't know if you're around tomorrow. I will be streaming Dyson Sphere Program. That'll be earlier. That'll be 3 PM GMT. I just do an afternoon stream. So you can have a look at DSP, or me playing DSP anyway. So the mods I'm using, apart from this one, this is the max rate calculator. This is the Bob's mod set. Don't know if I can show that in an easy way. Mod settings. So basically, it's all of Bob's mods. So bobbing about is the mod creator's name. I would not recommend it for a first-time player because it adds a lot of complexity. It always used to be sort of the gold standard of complexity was the combination of Bob's mods and Angel's mods. But they've done a lot more. I mean, space exploration is quite a famous one. I would not recommend using any mods for a first-time player. If you're not... there are a lot of quality of life mods that people do use for first time. But say I would literally, your first time through, vanilla. Just straight to vanilla. Learn everything about the game. Find out what annoys you in terms of, quality of life. What you find, annoying in the game. To work out what quality of life that you want. But the mods like Long Reach, which allows you to build a long way away. There's one called Afraid of the Dark, which basically brightens the game during the dark, during the night sort of thing. A lot of streamers use that, but I say, a very first time playing through, I would just go straight vanilla until you launch your rocket, and then start looking at mods. Would I consider a starter stream? GMT as well, yeah. So 3 o'clock tomorrow, basically. I'll be doing a DSP playthrough. I mean, I if you want, I could do a series on that. You'll find on my YouTube channel, if you wanted to check out that. The first series I did streaming, I'm basically done here anyway, so I might as well wrap up. But the first series I did ever streaming was my like a properly dedicated attempt to build a mega base. So that's a base that produces at least 1,000 science a minute. I actually went for 5,000, which was a mistake. But basically, the first, whatever it would be, about 25 streams, I guess, would be the vanilla playthrough. Because I basically went up to the point of launching a rocket and then sort of switched into building a mega base. So that would be a sort of beginner series. It's not really dedicated. The other thing, if you wanted to check that out, I'm doing a series where I'm building blueprints. So a sort of a bit of a quirk of me playing Factorio is that I don't tend to... I always like to build fresh each time. It's why I'm quite enjoying doing Bobs, because I'm having to build from fresh. There's not a lot that carries over. I mean, the rail all works. But these blueprints here that I've used to do this is all part of my blueprint series. And I've mentioned that specifically because there are several streams I've done where I've tested out the blueprints. And the idea with that is that when I pick that series up, I will be playing the game through using my blueprints, and it'll all be vanilla. As I say, I wouldn't recommend downloading anyone's blueprints for a sort of a first vanilla type, first playthrough. Because you sort of, I feel you sort of learn a bit more doing it yourself, basically. But there was a series on YouTube I was doing as well that was just a vanilla playthrough, edited down, so it's a bit, takes out some of the sort of boring stuff. But I found editing quite tedious because it was 4K, and editing 4K video is not that fun unless you've got the world's most powerful machine. So that might be worth checking out if you want to do that. But if you wanted me to do a vanilla playthrough, I wouldn't be against it. Sorry, which place is... no, so... I mean, Aesthetic Factorio is an interesting series, but no, that's all modded. It's called... I can't remember what it's specifically called. It's Mega Base, something like that. So say the one I say that is basically vanilla. What's it called? And thank you for subscribing. That's very, very much appreciated. It is called... what's that series called? That is called... Where the heck are my playlists? Can I Make a Base? I think it's called something like that. It's from a while ago, so it was the first thing I streamed. So it's from about 2 years ago. But the one that's Factorio Can I Mega Base, it's called, is the playlist. I mean, there's some streams you can just skip because there's one like where I just sort of do some tidying up, so it's it's not that interesting. But in terms of just playing the game straight through with vanilla, the one that is the Blueprint series is called Factorio Building My Blueprint Library, is the playlist there. And what you'll find, so basically there's some, if you look at the thumbnails, if it's got an orange picture that's like, looks like the game, sort of processed in orange, those are the sort of playthrough episodes rather than the designing the blueprint ones. But I mean, what I should do is I should do a sort of a playthrough, but say I wanted to do it with my blueprints, and sort of show them off in a sense. Because I recommend not using them, but I know a lot of people just like to download blueprints and sort of learn from them and what have you. But can I do a playlist for that? As in just the ones that are the blueprints? Do you mean? Or just the playthrough ones? I could stick them together. It didn't occur to me that. Yeah, I'll have to see if I can do that. The what's the series called? It's not. I say it's not really worth watching because I only get about halfway through. What did I call? I think it's just called Let's Just Play Factorio. Yeah, Let's Just Play Factorio is the one that's more YouTube style videos. But say I only got through editing 19 of those. I should see if I can find the time to edit those videos. Anyway, in terms of would I recommend Factorio or DSP, I'm a little biased. Factorio is my favourite game of all time, so I would recommend Factorio, just because it's my favourite game of all time. But I think DSP is amazing. I think it's a really, really great game. So I'll be playing it tomorrow if you wanted to check it out, and we can have a chat then. But I would also say that it's not optimized. So if you have a machine that's a bit clunky, that's not my green screen. A bit clunky, then it can struggle a bit to play. I mean, my machine finds it difficult to run DSP. Also, there's a combat update coming, and it might be sort of I don't think there's a demo of it either. So it might be a sort of the combat is meant to be one you can switch off, so you wouldn't have to play with it. But I think it might be worth waiting to see what that's like, to see if the full game is for you. But it works really well as a sandbox style, like Factorio, where it generates a new map, new planets for you each time. So each playthrough is a bit different. And I say I like Satisfactory. I have some issues with it. There's a playlist of my Satisfactory playthrough where, by the end of the, because I didn't finish it, and I got quite annoyed with it, because it was before they put the blueprint thing in, and I was just finding it really tedious to build everything at scale. Because what I think Satisfactory needs for me is I need to go anyway, but it needs like a set of level 2 machines for everything. Like Factorio, you get level 2, level 3 belt, like Satisfactory, but you also get level 2 machines and level 3 machines for some things, and also you get beacons and modules, which mean you can build much more compact and efficient builds. Whereas Satisfactory, the answer is just to build bigger, and it just gets boring. I'm hoping that the blueprints help address that, but I don't. They're tiny, and I don't like that you're restricted to doing modular blueprints. Modular blueprints can be great, but if that's the only viable solution, it's a bit sort of naff, in my opinion. But yes, so for the starter, I think there is. So I think the starter one is on there. And what's been there? It's the soundtrack DSP is that most tranquil I've ever heard. I think it goes a bit weird, the DSP one. I can talk about it tomorrow, but it goes a bit sort of epic in places, and you're doing something very simple, like putting down some belt, and it's doing this massive epic soundtrack. It's a bit sort of mismatched, but yeah, it's a good soundtrack. Anyway, yes, thank you for watching. Thank you for coming along. Thank you again for the donation. That's very kind. And the subscription and all that sort of stuff. There's also the option. I mean, I am sort of open to doing multiplayer, so if you were interested in that, you could maybe join the Discord or whatever, and we could chat there. But I would say at the moment my job is just insane, so I don't have a lot of time, and I am intending to do it via. I'd quite like to get a server and do it that way, so that people in the community could play. But yeah, anyway, that's all besides the by. So thanks again, and so if you have been watching, thank you for doing so. I hope you've enjoyed it, and you might consider coming back for another one. I've been Trismegistus. This has been Factorio. Thanks for watching. Cheers.